Derek J., you were really excited tonight to talk about this Osama Bin Laden.
Yes.
He's back. He's now in the United States, or at least someone that looks a whole lot like him.
Yeah, he made it. Well,
What happened?
A flame-throwing American conservative activist raised eyebrows in the U.S. on Monday by releasing a video of himself crossing the Rio Grande River from Mexico into Texas, dressed as the late al-Qaeda terror mastermind Osama Bin Laden. This from dailymail.co.uk. This is the filmmaker James O'Keefe, who was known for his guerrilla documentaries targeting liberals. And he says the border fence is a joke. Well, he's right about that, but for the wrong reasons. Guerrilla documentarian James O'Keefe's footage comes at a time when Americans are engaged in a national debate about border security. Tens of thousands of unaccompanied minors from Central America have entered the U.S. illegally in recent months, drawn by a confusing White House policy that appears to offer amnesty for those who make it here safely.
Now, by the way, I'd like to point out, there's a lot of talk about these miners coming in and the suggestion that huge amounts of money have been spent on coyotes. Coyotes are money spent on coyotes to get you across the border without getting caught. The miners, these young people that are coming across, I don't want to say miners sounds like people who dig.
Right. When I first heard you say that, I'm like, what?
Minors, the young people coming across the border that are trying to come here are not trying to not get caught. They are trying to get caught,
Right?
Because their expectation is that they are going to be able to stay with papers. So there's a lot of
But it's
sort
confusing.
of miscommunication going on. They're flat out freaking lies being told that coyotes are being paid thousands of dollars by families who apparently aren't poor enough to send their kids across the border. Nope. These are young people coming across the border, in many cases of their own volition, because they want to live what they consider to be a better place.
Well, it's not clear to me what this border even looks like. According to the article, in Monday's video release, O'Keefe focuses on the implications for national security. He illegally crosses into Mexico twice and returns, first in street clothes and then again in army fatigues wearing an Osama Bin Laden Halloween mask.
So hold up. He crossed into Mexico first, illegally,
on foot,
and then crossed back.
Yes.
So did they arrest him?
No, he has not been arrested. I don't know. Not
Who's
since
going to arrest
releasing
him? The
this.
Mexicans?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who you expect to arrest him, but he came out with this video. The
Mexicans don't care about Americans illegally crossing into their border, I can assure you.
No, generally
Is it
not.
Just
illegal,
leave your money.
Just to clarify, is it not illegal to cross at a point at which there is no checkpoint? As an American, as somebody who's from the United States, if you go
I don't
in,
know about that, but it's interesting.
How would you even know?
Well, you release a video, but I think that this is very
Well,
interesting.
then they get
though.
arrested, yeah.
You're right, Ian, because an American is allowed to be in the United States. So crossing a border into the United States may not be illegal.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but
so
apparently you're supposed to go through the border checkpoint, though, right? And
Right.
get all your rights violated,
That's
maybe
certainly
get
what they want
molested.
you to do.
Yeah, get the things searched. Well,
they've put up plenty of them for you to encounter, but if you make a point of intentionally avoiding a U.S. border checkpoint upon returning to the United States, is that some sort of a violation?
I don't know the answer, but I can see what Mr. O'Keefe is trying to point out here is that we aren't spending enough money on border security because the terrorists are winning. I have a better suggestion, and it costs far less. Get every single U.S. Army trooper, Marine, Airman, whatever, out of every single foreign country, put them on the first thing that produces smoke back to the United States, and then the terrorists won't want to come here. They won't want to attack the United States because there'll be no reason to, because their puppet dictator won't be propped up any longer by the United States' military.
I agree with that. The official White House website includes a claim that, quote, today, border security is stronger than it has ever been. But O'Keefe told Mail Online that his stunt proves the federal government's policy is lax. Well, he believes it needs a dramatic overhaul. Well, I agree.
I think you should pay for it. Any fence you want, Mr. O'Keefe, get together with your conservative fence-building friends and build a fence.
Yeah, sure. I support it. I wouldn't stop him from building a fence, but
if it was on his private property,
yeah, right.
Which is not the Rio Grande, probably not his private property.
No, probably not.
See, what he wants is he wants the benefits of a hegemonic empire spanning the globe and the benefits that it brings to the United States, and he doesn't want the blowback that comes along with it. You don't get it both ways. I don't want your fence. I think your fence will not be used to keep people out as much as it will be used in the future to keep people in. I think you should be more worried about what immigration laws are to China for your kids than what they are to the United States. Because this government has spent itself into insolvency and has a very limited time, and the people in this country are going to be facing the ramifications of their bad voting habits, voting for the lesser of two evils for generations into the past. The chickens are going to come home to roost, and the chickens, they're pretty upset.
You know, what's with these small government conservatives? I mean, these allegedly small government conservatives. They like to tout how they're into freedom and, less government, but yet here they are complaining for more government, shouting from the rooftops.
Isn't that weird? I mean, here's one interesting quote from the filmmaker. I don't know what the Mexican law is, and frankly, I don't care.
Right.
All I know is nobody was there protecting our national security.
This man he's an illegal. He doesn't care about their laws in Mexico. He deserves to be packed up into a jail and shipped back in a coffin. I don't care what happens to him. He broke the law.
Yeah.
He's an illegal.
I think that's pretty interesting. That's a very interesting statement, because usually you'll get these guys calling in, and by the way, it's not just conservatives who want to restrict immigration. There's plenty of liberals who want to restrict immigration too. But you get these immigration restriction people calling in, and they're complaining, well, why don't they use the system? I support immigration, but I want you to do it legally. Well, here's this guy saying, I don't give a flip about what the laws are in Mexico. Why should, if he doesn't care what the laws are, why should they care what the laws are here?
Yeah.
Why should anyone care what the laws are here anyway?
It's pretty revealing. Well, at least Obama has said that the fence is now basically complete, so we can take his word for it. Yep.
There's a fence?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's 4 strands of barbed wire. And that's going to keep the borders
So this
totally
is different
secure.
from the fence that the teenage girls were scaling up in the video?
There's all kinds of fences.
Yeah, this is different.
I see.
This was barbed wire.
There's like 1,500 or 2,000 miles of border between the United States and Mexico. The idea that you're going to run one single fence from one place to it's ludicrous.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.